Welcome to the Bootcamp. Are you a 3D artist or an inspiring creative trying to get in the gaming industry or the creative digital media world as a 3D artist or an animator, rigger, tech artist, shader artist, VFX artist? Are you in that domain of art in our modern world trying to get in the industry? Maybe you're a beginner straight from school, or maybe you're more of a veteran or intermediate person, but you're struggling to find freelance clients or get a stable job in the industry. This bootcamp is specifically built for you. But before I dive in what it is, let me explain you why I created the bootcamp, where I'm coming from, and why I'm on a mission to help you. Because my name is Robert and I've been a 3D game artist for 22 years, where some of those years I've also worked in the creative agency world as a 3D artist. And not only throughout my own career, but also what I've seen around me in a constant state is people are struggling. People are struggling to find the job, get in the industry, freelancing, getting clients, being the professional, and really becoming that well-known professional artist that people need, that studios seek. And on the other hand, I've also seen and experienced and heard that the studios, those who hire the art directors, the art leads, the producers, they are also struggling because they have issues finding the talent. They have issues finding those professionals, those creative professionals and creative 3D artists that can deliver on time, can deliver high quality creative work, but also on point technical work. All of this with my own experiences from 22 years in the field, and now with Mesh Masters, which I've been doing for 8 years, where I not only had to now take the role of a lead, but also run a company, run an art team, find clients, market myself, market Mesh Masters, and everything around running a 3D art production team and a creative team coming up with art styles and art directions. All those learnings and all the issues I have seen, I want to give that back to you. Be it you, the beginner artist, or the more veteran artist who is still stuck somewhere in your process. And the main way I am doing that is with the bootcamp. So what is the bootcamp? The bootcamp, in short, is really the ability for you to download all the knowledge, learnings, failures I've had, and all the experiences I've had over the last 22 years, and to download that directly to you. And we're going to do that within a time frame of 8 weeks with 2 one-on-one calls per week. So that is 16 calls in total. Besides those calls, there is of course also our Discord community, where you have a one-on-one chat with me to again constantly check in with me while you're going through the content of the calls. So what are these calls about, and what are you going to learn on the bootcamp? The bootcamp has 2 tracks. In the week where we do the 2 calls, the first call is going to be is for the business of art track. The second call in the week is for the art production simulation track. So what are these tracks and why do they help you? What do they give you? So the business of art track is really the career track, you could say. It is about the knowledge and downloading those 22 years of failures and experience and the wins I've had and the way to do things. And we're going to talk about really a mindset change for you. We're going to change the way you look at 3D art, the way you promote yourself, the way you sit in the industry, the way you look at the industry, and most importantly, what it truly means to be a professional. Because most 3D artists don't really know what it is, and it is because they are hyper focused on the 3D art, on the modeling, and they forget everything else. They forget how to network, they forget how to talk to people, they forget their soft skills. And so this is what the business of art track is. 1, your mindset, followed by our ACE model. ACE, each letter stands for a different pillar you need to master. The A stands for the artistic mastery. And I'm not talking about the modeling skills. I'm talking about your artistic skills. Do you know what it means to be creative? And do you know what it means to produce creativity and designs on demand? For example, if I give you the task, design me a vehicle that conveys a stoic, strong feeling fitting in a dystopian world, can you do that? Can you create something from scratch? And believe it or not, most 3D artists cannot, even though it is an essential skill. So that's going to be ACE mastery. Followed by that, we're going to have a call about collaboration and communication. In other words, your soft skills, your management skills, your professionalism, delivering on time, being the pro. What does it mean to work in a studio? What does it mean to work in a team? What does it mean to work in a massive project in subversioning tools? What does it mean to work for clients that need clean deliveries, good communication, on-time catching of problems? So this is, in my opinion, the biggest, most important pillar you can develop: collaboration and communication. Followed by that, we're going to have a talk and a video call about engine integration and tech. How do you take your amazingly created work and put it in the engine so it is fully ready? And I'm not talking about the FBX files are clean and good to go, which is also really important, but how do you fully make it game ready? How do you organize everything? How do you name everything? How do you do collision meshes? How do you do the rigging? How do you prepare it for a programmer? How do you do your work and your delivery so the next person in the pipeline, or maybe your freelance clients, are just blown away how well it is delivered? Another essential pillar most 3D artists forget. After those, so after the ACE lessons and the mindset lesson, we're going to dive a little more into the business side. So starting out with your portfolio, your brand, and the way you present yourself. And again, believe it or not, most 3D artists are terrible at this. They don't know how to design their brand. They don't know how to do or really how to design their portfolio so it comes over that you are a trustworthy, high-level professional. Branding, images, social media, how to really figure out who you are and how to build that in a way so it fits within your brand, and then how do you take that brand and the you and put that into the world. Followed after that lesson, we're going to talk about networking and again social media. In other words, once you understand what your brand is and who you are and what you're giving back to the world, how do you then sell that to people? How do you make sure you are known to the world and to people? So again, networking events, email, LinkedIn, social media, how to talk to people, what it means to give value, what it means to create opportunities for not only yourself, but for your customers. And don't forget, your customer is not only your freelance client, it is also your potential new job. From there, we're going to talk about how do you take all of that and put it into an actionable plan, a plan that you can execute, a plan where you are certain it will lead to those opportunities. It will lead to job chances, to freelance clients, but also to your social circle, people you connect with, people you can collab with, people you can learn together with. All of that, so to recap, a mindset shift, a professional attitude shift, and a business shift in how you do business will also be combined with how to do freelancing. Maybe you're not into freelancing just yet, but it is very common that most 3D artists do a side hustle of freelancing. And if you are going full-time freelance, power to you. But how do you do that? How do you do the admin, the paperwork, the contracts, the invoicing? Again, how do you promote yourself? Where do you find clients? What social media channels to use? All of that, again, is going to be a lesson upon lesson upon lesson upon lesson to really build you up so you are set for the rest of your life in your creative career to start building and growing and not be lost in how to do things and not waste your time trying to figure everything out. For example, the freelancing thing, that took me years to really master, even though technically it's not that difficult. So use this bootcamp to boost yourself massively, to take a shortcut. Don't waste years of your time trying to learn everything yourself. Do it now, do it quickly. That is the business of art track. Super important. Again, this is going to be like a 10-year shortcut for you. But then we also have the art production simulation track. Now, why do we do this? Everything you're learning at the business track, how do you really make sure it clicks into your system? Having knowledge is one thing, learning knowledge is one thing, but I think we can all agree if you don't apply it, you will quickly lose it. And that's why we have the art production side. Again, it's the second video call in the week. And there we will simulate a freelancing situation, a freelancing client, where I will take the role of being your client, and together within this simulated collaboration, you will make your best, newest portfolio piece, a key art piece in your portfolio. But not only to get to that end result of an amazing portfolio piece, but to learn how to do freelancing, to learn how to be the professional, and to really apply everything you have learned in the business of art track and immediately apply it in a production simulation, where you'll not only be modeling and creating your artwork, but where you'll have to do the planning, you'll have to do the invoicing, you'll have to do the budgeting, you'll have to manage milestones, you'll have to manage communication, you will have to manage me as a client. And of course, this is a simulation, and I will play that role of the client, but the biggest thing I'm giving back to you is being your art director, to be that second pair of eyes and be really strict about what you are creating in your work, so it becomes that new key art piece of your portfolio, and maybe even ArtStation front page worthy quality. All of this is the bootcamp. It is intense. It is 8 weeks, 16 video calls long, Discord chat support at the ready as well. and you will learn massively fast on topics that almost nobody talks about. Again, I am taking my 22 years and 8 years running Mesh Masters, all that experience, and I've combined that, compressed it into the bootcamp. So if you really want to start your career, if you really want to go freelancing, if you really want to make massive jumps in your career, use what I have done the last 22 years. And it was a lot of failures. Don't get me wrong. You don't want to know what has went wrong here and there. And I want you to learn from those mistakes and get those learnings I took 22 years over. So this is the bootcamp. Check out the page, have a good look, reach out to me if you have any questions. If perhaps the budget of the bootcamp doesn't fit you right now or the timing is not right yet, don't worry. Sign up anyways, because once you sign up, the first thing we'll do is just have a one-on-one relaxed call. Because for me, it is important that if I'm going to give you the bootcamp, that I know that it aligns with your goals, that it aligns with your situation. And this is mega important, because if you're going to invest your time and energy and money into the bootcamp, I need to know that what I'm giving you is going to boost you massively. So feel free to sign up. Let's have that call and let's figure out what the best next step is for you. And if that turns out to not be the bootcamp, there is still so much I can give you. So I hope I will see you in a one-on-one call. If not, have a chat with me in our Discord, and I will see you hopefully soon in the future.